Hello there.
I am the king!
Dracarys.
What's up, Headless Horde? Sunday Night Live, 7 p.m. Where are you going to be? Right here. Slytherin. Where is that? Slytherin. All right, we're talking Harry Potter today, guys. So we've been looking forward to this. I've watched the first movie. I watched half of the second movie for tomorrow night. So we are talking, well, if you're in the UK, they use this weird word, a Philosopher's Stone, but we all know in America it's called the Sorcerer's Stone. Ryan Milky's going to have some thoughts on that, I think. What's going on, chat? Papa Missouri's in the house. Dead Zone. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? And Christina Payne. Hashtag spread the love. Before we get started, I want to know who's been checking out these Clone War videos. It's a lot of work, guys. And here's the thing that me and Ryan have been talking about. Like, we're not getting a ton of views on them. And listen, if you're enjoying them, we're going to continue to do it. But I'm just saying, like, these are 6, 7, 8 hour edits because we keep getting copyrighted, and we're trying to break it down where enough in the video where you can actually understand the storyline. So part of me is like, okay, let's continue. But also part of me is like, if we're not even getting 100 views on these things, you know, it's like, how much, like, there's other things we could be doing that doesn't take 8 hours, because it literally is taking us like that long. Even this morning, I worked on it again. It took me, I had most of it edited. It took me like 3 hours just to get rid of the copyright. But anyways, I'm just curious, you know, let us know if you guys are watching it. I mean, there's other content we could do. I thought it was something cool that it was something different. But again, if it's not something that you guys are watching, and then you know, the people that come to the streams, you know, you guys are the ones that you know, they have they have the voice, you know, that can communicate with us. So just let us know. And I, you know, like I said, if you are interested in it, and it's a little bit annoying because of all the edits. I mean, again, on my Patreon, you can always hop on there, and they're all unedited. We say right now I got Papa Missouri as my my one patron, and so I don't know, Charles, I don't know if you're watching them, but we sometimes make comments to you because we know that you're the only one right now. So anyways, just throwing that out there, guys. So let us know. All right, we're talking Harry Potter tonight. So we're doing the Sorcerer's Stone. Tomorrow night on Ryan's channel, we'll be doing the Chamber of Secrets, where we get the giant spider, which is pretty cool, but I have some issues. We'll talk about that tomorrow, though. All right, let me bring on my guests. I have two guests tonight. We have from Gryffindor, we have Mr. Ryan Milky. Right? You got Gryffindor on there, right?
It's Hogwarts.
It's Hogwarts, okay. All right, so what house do you think you belong in?
I'm Gryffindor, dude. I don't need to be... Yeah, I'm Gryffindor. You can snake away in your horrible Slytherin dungeon, you. Well, as soon as I realised you were Slytherin, I was like, oh, a bad choice in co-host. Should have thought about... These are the things that I should check these things before even, like, being friends with people, you know? Slytherin's terrible. I watched you play Hogwarts Legacy, and you chose Slytherin. I was like, ooh.
I didn't choose it. The sorting hat chose it for me.
Yeah, I know, but that,
we
kind of can sway its decision.
we did the quizzes, and the quizzes. The first quiz I did came out Hufflepuff, and I knew that that wasn't right. And I know some of the questions, the way I answered them, I try to mix it up because I didn't want to like go all one direction. And that's what happens. Maybe that's what a Hufflepuff is. And then the next time I did it, it was almost split down the middle. It was like a percentage one. And it was like 55-45, Slytherin and Gryffindor. So that's when I decided, I'm like, let me just go ahead and let the game decide. And here it is. I ordered my hoodie right away then, you know?
Yep.
But yeah.
Live in the dungeons if you like.
But at least the snake thing that opens the doors, that's pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So we're breaking down Harry Potter. We have one more guest we're going to bring on.
We do indeed.
Yeah.
You could say... Well, I would say she's the Luna to our Harry and Ron, but she'd probably punch me if she was in the same room for me because I don't know if she likes Luna as much as she'd rather maybe be Hermione, but it's cool.
Dude, she kind of reminds me of, what is it? Donks? Is that the name of it?
Tonks.
Tonks.
Nymphadora Tonks.
Yes, Tonks. Okay. Which I wonder if she even knows who that is.
Dude.
We're going to ask.
She does.
You think so?
Dude, she's a Harry Potter fan. Yes.
You think you? All right. Well, I don't think she will. All right.
She's your IRL friend, and I'm sure I know the answer to this question. But okay,
right, we'll bring her on and we'll ask her. Welcome in, Lily of Fire. What's going on?
So another Slytherin in the house. What's up?
It's two Slytherin versus one Gryffindor.
So of course I know who Tonks is. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised you know who Tonks is.
He only knows who she is because it's a Funko Pop that he's trying to buy and I'm going to go get signed.
So I want to know. So my question is what other shows Tonks in? The actress.
What?
I told you.
Is it one that I've watched?
Yes.
Yep.
I think she might have been. Was she in Vampire Diaries?
No.
Are you sure?
Who was she in a show that we've all watched?
Oh, that we've all watched. Oh, she was in Game of Thrones.
Who? What character?
She was. You know, I'm terrible at this because I believe they're their real character. And that's all I can see when I see them. Like it took me a long time to figure out some other people were some other people.
I did not know this until you told me. And then I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, she is the one who the one who is in the woods with Bran.
Yeah, it's the second part of it. Okay, yeah, Osha, right?
Yeah.
Osha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And second of all, I love Luna. I love Hermione. I love Tonks. But my hair was going to be Hermione today, but it got away from me. So it's a little Bellatrix Lestrange, who I also love.
I like that. Yeah, I like it. Does she know who Bellatrix Lestrange is?
No. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I told you. So, okay. So we're breaking down Sorcerer's Stone, not philosophers, by the way, sorcerers.
Okay.
Because Americans weren't smart enough to know that word, so they changed it for us.
Yeah, no, it's Philosopher's Stone in every other country around the world except for America.
Yep.
We looked it up though. It's because in America the word philosopher means something different. Where if you look at the word sorcerer, it's what I don't know, what is it? The other people, the UK, I don't know, whatever. That's what they think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what
we would say
everyone else
philosopher was like somebody that would teach you in a big exam hall, like
Right.
and then you guys, I'm guessing you would see that as someone like a magic man or somebody that had powers.
A philosopher?
A
No,
sorcerer. That's why you call it sorcerer, because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
right, and that's what you guys think philosophy. Yeah, philosopher for us is like I said, it's like we kind of looked it up. It's like Plato, Socrates. It's people who just like I don't know, Lily. What's a good way to explain it?
That like masters of teaching.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's similar, but yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. So, all right, so you guys know more about this than I do. So, okay, so this movie for me was okay. It's I know I don't think I ever saw it because I'm sitting there watching this and I'm like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this. It was funny because I think this came out in 2001, and this is like 2 years after Phantom Menace, right? I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not even like the CGI is not good. Like they couldn't even turn what's her face into the cat. Like they had to do it with the shadows. I thought that was lame. So I found that interesting. It looks like it's a dated movie to me. I don't know. I don't know if you guys watched it recently, but me just watching it, it's just I get that feel like it's dated. Like it reminds me of watching like what's it Back to the Future. Like it's that kind of like with the way the car flies. It's to me that's the type. It doesn't look good. I don't know. It's I know it's interesting comment, but to me it just doesn't. Now the second movie looks better, and maybe they don't because they don't really use their wands very much in the first movie. The troll looks very.
The troll is stupid.
Yeah, the troll doesn't look good. I don't know. That's just my first, thing.
Yeah, no. For me, it hits me with nostalgia every time I watch it from minute 1 to minute end. So I struggle to find things that I dislike about it because it is so much my childhood growing up, and it was just such a cool movie. But I kind of hear you with the graphics. It's kind of strange to put them on comparison to Phantom Menace when they were very similar time.
Yeah,
but again, completely different studios, completely different outlook on what they were doing. This was more based in a real world with a magical element, and then Star Wars is space, So yeah.
That's just the first thing like I was noticing. But like I said, I started watching the second movie today, and you can clearly see that it's been upgraded. Like it's much better looking. I mean, the car is a little cheesy still because it's a little, but I thought the spiders were pretty cool. So
I think for its time, and I think the book came out in '97. For its time, when I went to see the movie, I of course had already read the books and was obsessed. And for me, when I saw the movie, it was exactly how I pictured it in my head when I was reading the books. And some people say the complete opposite, which surprises me because it was just everything I wanted it to be. And then when I went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, it was like that was the most magical place on earth to me.
Yeah, the shots of the castle are amazing. I mean, that's and like same thing. That's I kind of started getting into Harry Potter like a couple winters ago when we went there, and I was like, wow, this is like better than Star Wars Galaxy. The way they did it, it's just better, and then building this Lego castle has been amazing. It's crazy. But
and obviously reading the books when I was younger as well, and Lily just made a point how it was very much what she envisaged when she read it. Even more so for me because I live in the UK and it was written in a UK back setting, and stuff like that. And then I've never been to the Harry Potter studios that you two have been to, so I can only imagine how cool that is. But it's like when she's talking about King's Cross Station, things like that in the book, I know that because that's what's home here, So it is pretty cool. And the car, I think it was a Ford Escort, I believe. So yeah, that's a very. It might have been.
I don't think it's a Ford Escort.
It might have been. I can't remember if it was the exact make, but it was very UK car for that time, So yeah, I loved it. Loved growing up with it. Loved watching it. There's some similarities. I have wrote down a couple of things from book to movie that are different. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into those when we go through the actual movie.
So in Chamber of Secrets, the car is a 1960 Ford. Is it Anglia and
Ford Anglia.
Anglia. Okay, 105E was featured in
Yeah,
Harry Potter and the
Anglia.
Chamber of Secrets. Yeah. So yeah, it was a Ford. But all right, so we start off the movie. We kind of see Harry, and I was, man, his step parents are not very nice people, and that his stepbrother, I just want to kind of punch him because I don't like that character at all. But it's funny,
It's his cousin,
or it's his cousin, I guess. Okay, yeah, okay, and yeah, his cousin, because it's not his step parents. It's his mother's sister,
It's
right?
mother's
So it's
sister,
his
yes,
aunt.
it's his cousin.
So it's his aunt and uncle, and then have to be his cousin,
Mhm.
right? So we started off there, and I thought it was weird. Like he's like living like under the stairs almost in that little cubby. Is that where he's like
Yep.
sleeping?
Yeah, the boy.
Yeah,
with the
because-
stairs.
I mean,
Well, they hated the witchy and wizard stuff. They thought it was
Right.
weird and creepy and horrible. And so when they died and they had to take in Harry, they didn't want to. And so they
Right.
see him as a complete burden, and they don't want any magical stuff going on whatsoever because they'll be humiliated in their muggle world.
so let me just get this straight. So in the regular world where the Muggles live, which again, Chad, if you don't know what that is, that's like just humans, right, with no magical powers at all.
Yep.
So did they not really even know about magic and stuff for the most part? All these Muggles, or do they realize it is out there somewhere? Like, I guess I wasn't really sure.
No, they're not supposed to know about it, but there's some people who have wizards in their family. And so that's how, like, Lily's sister knows that her sister had weird stuff going on,
Okay.
Yeah, because Aunt Petunia, the mother of the ones that look after Harry, the female, she used to. I believe she wrote to Dumbledore many times to try and get into Hogwarts because her sister was in, but Dumbledore told her she couldn't get in because she didn't have magical powers. So it kind of grew from a young age, her disdain for magic because her sister had it and she didn't.
Is this in the movie? I don't remember any of this.
No, it's in the book.
It's all back lore.
Oh, okay.
It's all in the
And
book.
that's okay. I got you. And that's why I like talking because my wife today was like, "Why don't you just read the books?" I'm like, "Man, I got a live today. I want to start reading a book."
Listen to the audiobooks by Stephen Fry. They're just as
Yeah,
good.
I know. And
They're so
I
good.
have them all. I can
Yeah.
literally just click and drop them in a folder for you.
okay. Maybe we'll see. It'd be interesting because this is the small details that you obviously in a 2-hour movie that they leave out. So,
So speaking of a couple of slight details, I know that Harry in the book's supposed to have green eyes, but in the film, Daniel Radcliffe had blue eyes. I wrote all this down, so if it sounds like I'm reading things, it's because I am. Funnily enough, though, on the first day of shooting, they tried to give Dan green contact lenses, but he reacted badly to them. So they scrapped that idea and just went with the blue eyes. Also in the book, Ron is very tall and lanky, but in the film, Rupert Grint is shorter and stocky. In the book, Ron had a ton of freckles, and again, Rupert Grint does not. Hermione is supposed to have buck teeth, but in the movie, she doesn't have that either. But again, the filmmakers did try to do that on the first day by giving her some things to put in. So you can actually see in one of the scenes, which is actually the very end scene of the first movie, she has buck teeth on the train, but she doesn't have it throughout the rest. In the book, Petunia and Dudley Dursley have both thick blonde hair, but in the film, they both have brown hair. Well, they both have brown hair in the novel, the other way around. And Hagrid is 11 feet 6 inches, but in the film, the tallest they make him is 8 feet.
really, he's only 8 feet. He looks awfully
Yeah.
tall. He's supposed to be 11 feet. Wow. Okay.
Lily, if you notice I'm wrong on anything, please call me out on it because I am.
No, that's all. That's all correct as far as I know too. And
Cool.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, some big differences straight off the bat.
Yeah, I mean,
But not a lot that you would notice: eye color and hair color and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, but it's interesting. But I mean, so do you think the casting was good or no? Like, do you think
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. So you think was it?
But it's hard to say that now. If you'd have asked me that when it started, then maybe I might have had a different thought. But now that I know the Golden Trio, I can't really change them.
But that's why I'm interested to see with how they do this reboot, because I know some people are probably gonna be really, really pissed off about it. Like me, I'm watching these movies, I feel like for the first time because it's been such a long time since I've seen them. I mean, I told you, I probably seen them all maybe once in the theater. Half-Blood Prince I've probably seen 3 times, and the final movie I've saw about 5 or 6 times. But like
Wow.
everything else, like I said, watching this movie, I was like, I don't even know if I ever actually sat down and watched it because I literally did not remember any of it. Obviously, they portray Snape as is the bad guy. That's what you're first looking at. And now in this
just
movie,
keep that in your head for now. We won't spoil the surprise for our watchers and listeners.
yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of jumping around. I don't really have a slideshow. Or
Yeah,
I mean, I could pull up the film though, and we can kind of maybe go through it that way. But I don't know. Talk about the beginning then. So we meet. So okay, they come over and okay. Explain the owl thing. The owls are they like like ravens in like Game of Thrones? They're just like they deliver the mail.
They're mail carriers.
And all the
and it's Harry's. That's Harry's pet too. Like everybody gets a little creature, like a little pet, and Harry chose an owl. Like when you went to that Hogwarts thing where you got to pick your wand and pick your house and things like that, you can pick your pet too, and your Patronus and all of those things. Like they each get a pet, and it's supposed to symbolize something too.
I guess I was trying to figure out, like, so I understand they're trying to deliver the letter to Harry to say that he's been accepted, and his uncle keeps taking him, whatever. But then like all of a sudden there's like 30 owls or whatever all coming at the house. Like, so why? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Just forcing the issue forward to get us to the point where Harry can go to Hogwarts, because they miss out so much from the book again. You know, like I remember in like one of the very first parts of the first chapter is Dudley's walking around the local town and he hears other people mentioning Harry's name, and he remembers that Harry's his nephew's name, and he starts to get annoyed because people are clocking on to him and remembering his name and stuff like that. So I know that's a big thing about why he wants to move and stuff like that, because they find out and they get to him and Petunia about the magical stuff and getting Harry to go, because they've been hiding it from him for all these years and trying to keep it subdued.
Yeah, I guess I was just trying to figure out, like, is that a normal thing for they bring all the mail to all the people, or is that just because of
just in the Wizarding World?
Just in the Wizarding World. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, like, you're not reading the book. I guess the reading the book would obviously help, but
I'm pretty sure in England, regular people don't get mail by owl.
No, you have to pay like a subscription fee for that, I think.
That would be awesome, though.
It would, wouldn't it? I got a box delivered by a griffin. I don't know if it was an actual griffin, but it came really quick, so it must have been either by broomstick or griffin or something. So
then we finally see. I'm actually trying to get the screenshot. I love this scene right here. I missed it, but so after we see all the owls and stuff, then we have the entrance of Hagrid. No, wait, did I say it right?
Hagrid.
Okay.
Robbie Coltrane.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool character.
It's so hard to
dry up, Dursley, you prune. I'll probably come out with random lines from the movie throughout all of these.
I have it right here.
He bends the shotgun, doesn't he?
So right here. Well, it's when it's when he walks in. So he's basically, this is kind of like a last resort type deal, because they won't let him get the letters. So so this is why he goes there, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the other I guess teacher, or what are they called? They're called
Professors.
Yeah, professor. So the other one is the one that kind of turns into cat. And what's her name again?
Professor McGonagall.
Yep. Okay.
McGonagall.
One more time.
McGonagall.
Again, I should probably write that down. So when when Hagrid takes Harry, and then they go to
the Leaky Cauldron.
So is that where he takes him?
The bar is called the Leaky Cauldron, which is there's a really funny part that a lot of people miss in that scene. So as it cuts to the scene where they're walking to that pub, there is nothing to show on the board. Because if you're a muggle, you don't see it. If you're magic born, and as you move closer to the board, as they move closer to the door, it says the name of the bar that they're going into, which is really a cool little Easter egg. So they go into Diagon Alley.
Yeah, and then so explain this part to me then. So Diagon Alley, is it not part? I thought it was part of Hogwarts, like it was like the outside town or something. So do Muggles live there?
No.
So Diagon Alley is all magic
shops and where children will get their supplies for school.
So how did he get him there that quickly?
So they just went to London, and then they go through the bar, the Leaky Cauldron, and then they go out the back and they click the stones, and then that is the port to get to the.
So it's like a portal.
Pretty much.
Okay. Again, like I feel like they were jumping.
Hagrid's using his wand in this. Hagrid's wand is broken because he got expelled, and his wand broken, so it's now in his umbrella. So that's why you see him doing magic with his umbrella, and that's why he's touching the wall, because that's technically his wand.
Oh, okay. So okay. See, again, this is like I had no idea. Okay, and then
it is the Leaky Cauldron, right, Lily?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they go to the bank.
Yeah, Gringotts.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Which is an amazing ride at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
I can't wait to go on it. One day.
It's just so hard to because I'm trying to get them. I just can't get it.
Like when Sage and I were watching this a few weeks ago, when they go to the bank and they see the little goblin banker guys, she was like, "We were there. Oh my God, it looks just like it." Like, it's amazing.
And then we get Willow. I love it. It's just funny because he still looks like Warwick Davis. You know, you can just tell. You know, it's cool.
Yep. Remember, he plays multiple people in this movie franchise as well.
Yeah, and I think I caught him in a scene in Chambers too. I think.
Yeah, he's also the voice of Griphook. And Griphook opens the vault to get the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone, you would call it. As Griphook opens the vault door, and he says, "Vault 2." I can't remember the name. That's really bad of me. I can't remember the number. But he opens it. He says the vault, and that's actually that's Vern Troyer, but voiced by Warwick Davis. So that's why Warwick Davis gets the second credit in the same movie.
So is this him right here then?
So he's voicing that character. That's actually Vern Troyer, Mini-Me, who's in the suit.
Oh, yes, right. You did tell me Mini. Okay, so that's Mini-Me, and then he's being voiced by Warwick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I remember you telling me that.
She says, "New subscriber here from Snugsters Harry Potter. Welcome in."
Yeah, I was talking to Sue a little bit yesterday, actually, over on Snugsters channel. Welcome in, Sue. All right, so then, one of my favorite parts is when he goes and gets the wand, and it's awesome because literally this is what they do at Wizarding World. It's almost identical.
I wonder.
It's really cool. So I like this part. Now
Definitely not.
Now this is not the same wand he has throughout the whole movie, though, right?
They did kind of, and then he
I think it is.
Yeah, kind of. But then it kind of gets muddled up because he gets disarmed, and then he disarms Malfoy, and then he gets a fixed wand. It's kind of crazy. He has different ones.
Okay.
Because I thought, okay, well, then maybe I don't want to see.
He kind of has this one throughout the first 4, I would guess.
Okay. And then Ron, I think this is the second movie, though, is when he breaks his and he tapes it. I'm like, what is going on here? He's taping the wand. I think that's the second.
He was poor.
I guess, but my gosh. Tapes it up. It doesn't even work. That's the second movie.
You would have think Hermione just would have been like, here.
Right?
Let me fix that. I fixed your glasses. Let me fix your
Reparo.
Right, yeah. Hit Reparo on that thing. Exactly.
So Lilia, like me, are you reciting these words for word when you watch the movie back now? How many times have you seen this franchise?
I don't know. I'm not really good at that, but
just because I see a picture and I can hear the line, so it's pretty crazy.
A little bit. I mean, when I was watching it with Sage, I kept going oh wait, you gotta watch this. Wait till you see this part. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Does Sage like it?
Yes, she does.
Yeah. And the train guy that he speaks to on the platform says, "Excuse me, could you tell me where platform 9 3/4 is?" And he goes, 9 3/4? Are you having a laugh? That guy.
Yeah.
That is very, very British to a T. That is that kind of answer back. Here he is. There he goes. Are you having a laugh?
I'm trying to I just can't. It's tough.
Look how young he looks in this movie. It is pretty crazy.
I know.
It is crazy, but you know what? Like, it's funny because in the next movie, I was like, "Oh my gosh, he looks like way older." Like he looked way older in the next movie. But the other, Ron Weasley, he you can tell he grew. He's taller, but Hermione doesn't even look like she like even aged. It's kind of crazy.
I don't know. I thought they all aged pretty well throughout the whole thing. Like it was always fitting and it always made sense. And they always remained true to their character. Like nobody physically changed where they looked weird. Because you don't know when you're a kid this young, you don't know how your face is going to grow into itself, you know?
Yeah. So
that's it. Tal talks. Thinking you're being funny, do you? That's what the guy says.
Yeah, there you go. What's up, Tal? What's up, Doc? How are you doing, man? So, okay. When they walk into the wall, is just a portal and only they can do it? Like, what if a Muggle walked into the wall by accident? Would they go in?
Then they crash into the wall.
They would hit the wall. Okay.
They don't have magical powers to allow them to cross the barrier.
Okay. And then so I have a question for tomorrow. Because something happened. Okay, that's the problem with me watching. I watched the one. Now I'm watching. Now I'm starting to like. Okay, what was from which movie?
I've not even touched Chamber of Secrets yet. I'm going to do that after this live. Otherwise, my head would just be an absolute gobbledygook.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I watched it today because tomorrow's live. I have to work, so I don't know if I didn't know if I was gonna have time, so I had to do it today. So, but
And for everyone in the chat watching along and listening along, let us know what your favorite line is from the first movie. Let us know your favorite scenes or your favorite character or anything like that in the show. Talk with us in the chat and make this a fun live. We're here to break it down for you guys because obviously we could just be backstage. So we're here live talking with you guys to have fun and to see what you guys think of it.
Yeah.
Whenever I see somebody with something on their face, I say, "You've got dirt on your nose. Did you know?" When Hermione's telling it to Ron when they're in the train, that's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. So this is kind of like when we first meet her, right? She was on the train.
Yep.
Mm-hmm, that's it. She says it right there.
Scabbers.
Yeah. So this is the line right here. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to think. Is this the scene? I don't want to do a spoiler. See, I can't remember now. They basically are just meeting on the train for the first time then.
Yeah, so technically that's when they say that they first met as the trio. Because if you technically look at it, Ron met Harry on the platform,
right?
When they were talking about going through the portal, but then they kind of introduce each other again here when they talk in the carriage.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard. It won't let me grab the
scene I want. And the viaduct that you see the train go across, the epic shot that's about 60-mile drive from my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's in Scotland.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. You ever take a picture? You ever see it?
I've been to it, yeah.
Yeah. So there's an amazing shot of the castle.
Hogwarts.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, man, it's absolutely incredible. And Lily, I know you went. It's when you see the castle for the first time and you get to walk up close to it like that, it literally looks like the exact same thing. They did such an amazing job on that. I mean,
it's everything you want it to be.
Yeah, the only thing I want to do is walk inside now. I wish they would have something like that where you can actually walk. I mean, it's some of the rides you kind of go in and it looks like and stuff, but make it and walk through it. And
so obviously, a lot of it's CGI. Yeah, we do have an actual castle in Scotland called Haggerston Castle, and I know like I don't know how much a percentage was used, but I know it was used for filming for castle shots, a lot of outdoor stuff and stuff like that. So maybe some of the scenes look really cool, but you can actually go to Haggerston Castle, and it's kind of Hogwarts vibe. But you'd have to go on a plane to Scotland.
No problem.
Then let's see, is this the Sorting Hat part?
Not quite. So we meet Draco here.
Yeah, we meet Draco, and we don't meet his father in the first movie, correct? I don't.
No, he's in the first one, isn't he? We see him, don't we?
I know Harry doesn't meet him.
I don't think we do. I think we get introduced to him in the second film.
Yeah.
When they're at the bookstore and they're buying books
that's the second one, isn't it? When
they go to the
Gilderoy Lockhart and he hits Stingy on the hand.
Oh, that's right. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that's why I just.
Because that's actually improv. That wasn't supposed to happen when he hit him on the hand. That was what Isaacs actually put into the performance, and they kept it in. Yeah, that's tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's hard. I mean, Lily, you watched these about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, because you guys are almost done,
Yeah,
right?
I'm still in the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban. Sage and I might watch that more tonight.
Okay.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite
I see
book.
that scene there. Go ahead. Yeah, I see that scene with Draco, and I instantly hear the lines, "You must be a Weasley. Hand me down robes."
See, that's funny. I know that's the movie that I never.
Who's that? Who's that on screen?
Lily, you know who that is?
Filch.
I know. Who else is he?
I don't know. He's
Walter
Filch.
Frey. Walter Frey.
Yep. Walter Frey.
Oh, no, he's just Filch. My brain doesn't work that way.
See, I want to know this dude signs. He goes to cons sometimes, and he doesn't have. There's no Walter Frey Funko Pop. Why? How do you not make that? So does he have a Funko Pop from this movie? I don't know. He's not a huge character, but he's in the first 2 movies I know because I've seen him in both. So explain. Okay, so what is he just a professor there too then, or what is he exactly?
The caretaker.
He's just a caretaker. Okay,
like the groundskeeper.
Groundskeeper. Yeah, he's not very nice. Oh yes,
He doesn't have to be.
Well,
Yeah,
I would say Hagrid was the groundskeeper and keeper of keys, and then Filch is the caretaker
What's the difference?
of the school.
Inside, outside?
Yeah, pretty much inside, outside.
So, Ryan, I'm a little surprised that you're not a Slytherin, to tell you the truth.
Why?
Because you're a little dark and twisty.
I like to keep that hidden. You're not supposed to say those kind of things on a live. No, I do. I'm Slytherin at heart, but when you do all the tests and you do all the things, it says Gryffindor. So I just go with what it is. But yeah, Slytherin. You know, it's like what's the one? It's like the Targaryens and the Starks. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's
a
tough.
good comparison.
It is. You're right. You're right. It's tough because I don't know which one I want to be. I want to be
exactly.
both.
If you had to choose a Targaryen and a Stark and a Gryffindor and a Slytherin, and you could only have one or the other, it'd be very, very hard to choose which combination you would have.
And I don't think so at all. I am 100% decisive on both of those.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Schaefer coming in, dropping the knowledge. He does have a Funko Pop. Let me write that down because if I see that dude at a con, I'm gonna have him sign that then. Because I know I've seen him at cons before, and I never have anything for him to sign. So now I'm talking to Tonks Pop because OSHA doesn't have one either, which is ridiculous. Like, what's going on, man? Think of how many. I mean, okay, I get it. Danny and John sell, right? But like, think about how many different versions they have, and they don't have an OSHA, and they don't have a. They have the Children of the Forest metallic. Like, come on, man. So he does have it. What's up, Perry? How you doing, buddy? Dude, I jumped in your live. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and you literally were closing out as I got in there. FLI. It's what is it? How do you spell it? It's Flitch.
Filch.
Filch. So FILCH. Filch.
Read a book, man.
I know, seriously, right? Dude, I'm still reading my Star Wars book, and dude, I only read during the summer. All right, so chat. Here's what we want to know before we continue. We want to know what house you are. All right, so if you ever taken a quiz, or if not, go ahead and just tell us what house you'd want to be in. Now I'm curious. So we have two.
And if you haven't taken the quiz, go do that because it's super fun.
We're not going to do that during the live, unless
not right now.
Unless you're opening a new tab. Milky, did you see the actor that plays James Potter got announced at the first? Oh, so that's wait.
Yeah,
is that
no, it's not. It's kind of a spoiler for going forward, but we already know he's dead. We get flashback scenes of him when he was younger. So
is that his father?
Yeah, his father. It's very, very quick flashback scenes. I don't care for that guy much. So I saw he was on there.
Perry said that the game put him in Ravenclaw, but he believes he'd be more Gryffindor. So I'm Perry. I'm curious to see like how you answer those questions. Like, did you know were you trying to answer them, like, because you wanted to be in a certain house, or were you answering them like truthfully? You know, it's tough because like you can
Yes, Mark.
Yeah.
He says Gryffindor because wherever Hermione goes,
That's what
I go.
Headless did.
True story, Mark. True story. That's funny, but only in the later movies. That's not get creepy on the stream now. Oh my gosh! All right, we're like 40 minutes into this 2.5 hour movie. So yeah, so we get the Sorting Hat, and I love how Draco goes first, and then Harry goes right after him. Like it's kind of, and then all of a sudden Ron goes. I was hoping to see some of the other characters. So so they all get Gryffindor basically, but so
Not
Ryan,
Slytherin, eh?
not Slytherin.
You could be great.
Yeah. So Ryan, tell us about what Harry was doing during with the Sorting Hat was on his head, because we were talking about this.
So it was basically just whispering to himself and talking with his own monologue, not Slytherin, not Slytherin, not Slytherin, because he just doesn't want to be seen to be, I don't know, on the bad side. I think he's really naive as to what it portrays to be in what house at this current time. I personally don't believe if you are placed into Slytherin, that means that you are going to be bad. It just means that you are connected in a way to the Dark Lord, because that was also the house that he was in. That's the only thing that connects it. So, you know, a lot of people draw on that and think that, Slytherin's bad because he who must not be named was also in Slytherin, and most of the Death Eaters and all those kind of things were also Slytherin. So it's just, it's just making something good and making something bad to tell a story. And he's very naive at the beginning of it, and I like it. Again, I see the Sorting Hat and I instantly hear the lines in my head. Not Slytherin, eh? But you could be great at it, Okay?
I'll tell you what. I made that short of me, doing the Sorting Hat in the game, and after actually watching it, it gave me a lot more appreciation for it and how well the game actually portrays the hat, because it looks just like it. It's cool. I like it. So without getting out a spoiler, like I know we got the two kids that hang out with Draco, but like, is there any other character that's like, what is it? What did I say wrong?
No, you just said the two kids. Their names were Crab and Goyle.
Crab. One more time. Crab.
Crab and Goyle.
Goyle. Okay. So
as in gargoyle, just Goyle.
Goyle. Okay. So throughout the movies, are there any other like Slytherin or Ravenclaw characters that are like on par with like some of the main actors, or is it really just Gryffindor based? Because I feel like right now it's really just Gryffindor, and then we got Malfoy, and then you got some of the adults.
So Malfoy and his group kind of represent Slytherin along with Snape throughout the storyline. You have
like Luna.
but to answer your question, I would say no, not really. There isn't. Okay. It is very heavily Gryffindor focused.
Okay. I was just wondering, because that's what it seems.
Would you agree, Lily?
Yeah. And then until you get to the one where they go through the races and those other schools come and visit, then you get to see a little more representation of the other houses. But it's mostly Gryffindor is who you're rooting for. That's the protagonist house of the whole series. And then Slytherin is sort of the ones that are against them. The other two aren't really that important.
So this kid, he's like the captain or something on the.
He's a prefect. He's the house prefect. That's Percy Weasley. That's Ron's older brother.
So that's not the dude. That's not like the guy that's on the. Is he? No, wait. He's on the Quidditch team or no? Or is that like I don't know?
You're thinking of Wood.
Yeah, you're thinking of Woods.
Okay, that's the problem. Like they're only in scenes for so short, and I'm sure in the book they probably have way more content.
Yeah, that's Percy. That's Percy Weasley. That's Ron's older brother. He is a prefect. So when the Trolls comes out and Dumbledore sends everyone to their dormitories, the voice you hear is him walking up the stairs, and he says, Gryffindor pupils to the left, and then someone says Ravenclaw to the right. Yeah, that's him that says that as walking up the stairs.
Okay.
It doesn't have very many lines, but it's Percy.
So he's obviously older than they are.
Yeah.
So okay, and so his name's Percy, and then so what did you call him? What did you call him?
He's a prefect. So he's like he has
like a dorm leader type deal.
Kind of, yeah. He's showing the New Year's around.
Okay. I'm just trying to get the terminology down because
yeah, man,
it's a lot. I mean, I remember doing this with Game of Thrones, dude. I usually saw the Notebook. I had maps and character, like.
So I actually want to put something out there for my American community. I'm very intrigued to read an American version of the book. So if anyone has a spare copy and wants to do a swap with me, I will swap my spare copy of the English version. Because with the word philosopher and sorcerer being changed in the title, I'm very intrigued to know if the story changes at all with dialect, with things like that. So it'd be very interesting to see if they went through it and changed some things.
Well, I remember one time when they were saying, you know how they go in the little boats to get to Hogwarts? There's a line where somebody punted the children across the lake or whatever it is. And here, punt means to kick. And so when we read it, it was like, why is he kicking them across the lake? But there it's like to push them off or to send them off.
Yeah.
So that's a difference. And they didn't change it.
Okay.
But it made me misunderstand it.
It's funny you bring that up because when I was building the castle, I was like, what the hell are these? I'm like, I didn't even know what was going on.
Those are
and now I'm like,
boats.
it's the little boats. I got like 9 of them over here.
It's the little boats to get across the water.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Like I said, there's like about 7 or 9 of them or something like that comes with it. So yeah, I was like, why am I building all these little things? I didn't even know what the heck they were. So
punt the kids.
All right. So what else we got? All right. So I'm learning here.
There's your namesake. You missed your namesake.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. So
I'm actually going to cut it up for you. I'm going to do something with it because he says my name's nearly headless. How can you be nearly headless? And then I'm going to cut it to you dropping your epic fail thing that you did.
So explain to me who this actually is because
he's just a ghost.
He's
just a ghost that hunts the castle, and he's quirky because his head is almost off, and so he's just part of the magical.
And do we ever learn
setting.
why? Do we ever learn what happened? Like why his head's almost off, or we just assume that that's how he?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter to the general gist of the storyline. It's also John Cleese. The same guy that we had this exact conversation about the other day from Star Wars.
Yeah.
I heard just his voice alone and I picked him out. And this was instantly the one I go to. Again, you hear the line, how can you be nearly headless like this? And he pulls that and it's just such a good scene.
So the ghosts and stuff are like in the paintings and the pictures, are those are just all like dead people, but they somehow can still communicate like that. Is that what that is?
Yeah, when
they're
you
like
die,
old wizards.
Your spirit will go
into. They're all passed away and stuff like that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. That's right. That's what I thought.
And they can all pass through all of the paintings. They can freely move around the whole school through the paintings. That's why when you watch the background of a scene, you'll watch a ghost walk from one painting through the wall and into another painting in the same scene. It's pretty cool.
And they will walk through the kids, and the kids are like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. And well, it's funny because like in the second movie, the trio stops and talks, and the one painting is like agrees with them, and I'm like, "Well, that was weird." So like you can't really have secrets at all, really, And there he is taking his head off. It's great.
So maybe we talk about Dumbledore.
Yeah, I was trying to get a nice picture of him.
Because I might say something that is, well, I don't know if people will agree or disagree, but, obviously the first Dumbledore gets replaced because he passes away.
Right.
And I actually like the second Dumbledore better. What do you think, Ryan?
I agree for what he has to do within the story, and I just don't think that I'm mind blank now on his name, so you have to bear with me when I get it up. But I don't know. The first one's cool. He's very nostalgic for Dumbledore. He looks the part. He's J.K. Rowling's version of Dumbledore. He's
a little too soft spoken though. Like
he is.
And I know Dumbledore has the chill and he's calm and composed and all that. but he's also badass. You know what I mean? He's one of the best wizards ever. And I think in the second one that comes out more. But it could be because of the stories too.
I just think, Michael Gambon is the second one, I believe. He plays the second one. But yeah, he passed away. I forget his name.
Is it Richard something?
Richard Harris. Thank you very much. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Richard. Yeah, Richard Harris. Yeah, such a esteemed actor, very old and wise in his days. Probably the biggest name to sign to the franchise on day one. In the way of like British film culture. But yeah, he passed away, unfortunately. I know the behind the scenes stuff with Daniel and Emma and all those. They said that he was their favorite Dumbledore because the stories that he used to tell them set them up for going forward with the next 6 and 7, which was pretty cool. But yeah, they said it was a very bad day when he passed, which it was. And it's hard to break down this. This is the first time I ever broke down Harry Potter, but a lot of people have died. A lot of the teachers now have died, and in real life, and it's pretty crazy.
Hagrid's passed away. Snape's passed away.
I have Hagrid in my head saying,
Hagrid just die?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hagrid says in a scene in an interview, Harry Potter will live on forever. Unfortunately, I won't be here to see it, but it'll live on forever. And it's just so soon and sudden after he said that he is no longer with us. But yeah, it is pretty crazy. I say that's why I say to the people that are upset about the TV show coming, you don't need to be upset. This is never going to go away. This is Harry Potter. If this is your Harry Potter, this is what you watch. You don't need to watch the new one, but things are always going to move forward and change. So
yeah, and I like the idea that like it might bring in a whole nother generation of Potterheads, that are just passionate about this. Like this was my childhood, even though I was a little bit older when I got into it. And like it's one of those things, just like Game of Thrones or those other series or movies, Star Wars, things like that become part of your personality. And I think it's really cool to give that to another generation. So hopefully they do it with justice.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't want them to change like too much as far as casting and that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
it's just the way it is these days, I guess. I mean, we've seen it in everything. We've seen it a ton in Star Wars already. We've seen some of it even in Marvel. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm excited because I think when you have like, let's say they do 8 episodes, I don't know what they're planning to do, but that's 8 hopefully 8 hours. I mean, HBO is usually an hour long, but that's 8 hours instead of a 2.5 hour movie where we're going to get all those smaller details that you guys have been talking about. And that's what's most exciting for me. And like Lily said, you're bringing in a whole other generation of kids, we're teachers and I would say most kids know who Harry Potter is, but some have never seen the movies and, so it's
and I know in the movies, there isn't anything that drastically changes from the book. Like somebody doesn't die in the book that's still alive in the movies. So nothing actually drastically changes. So I do believe that all the crazy mega Potterheads that we currently have now, they're just going to be even more invested or should be more invested because you're going to get 100 times more added detail in the show because they're going to add all those little things like probably correcting Daniel's eyes, probably correcting Emma's teeth, things like that they can actually do now that will probably make it very more book accurate. And if you go off HBO's track record with copying something that's already been made, we just need to look at The Last of Us. They did that fantastically and blew it out the park. So I'm sure if they've got literature that they've been able to work on for all these years, then it can only be a success in my eyes.
And I mean, again, I hope they change a few things here and there. Just you got to spice it up a little bit. You can't exactly do exactly what the movies did. With just more detail. You got to change some things up, and I think they will. I mean, we saw that in The Last of Us. They changed quite a few things.
That's where I'll fall out of love with it if they do change it.
They will.
They should keep it to. They should keep it to J.K. Rowling's original writings. The books are what it is, and just tell the story that way.
And do you think?
I think they will. I think they'll just use better CGI and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So that it's more believable. Like,
Yeah, I think
can
Headless's
see a
statement
little-
was like he'd like something to change, so maybe they
Yeah,
don't
no, I
make
don't-
Snape. They don't change Snape's storyline, or they do things. That I don't know if they change that kind of stuff. I'd probably fall
I've
out
heard
of
it's
it.
going to be true to the books.
Hope well, I'm gonna love it.
So do you think that like the movies were true to the books?
Yes.
Or were there things
Yes,
changed?
but
Besides
no,
the little,
at the same point.
Like those
I'm
little
talking
things
about-
that Ryan talked about earlier, like they were minimal and they didn't change the story. Like Harry's eyes being green. Like, yes, they said that in the book, you know what I mean? But it didn't change his character and it didn't change the storyline.
Right, exactly. That's why I'm just curious to see, like, that's why I mean, again, I haven't read the book, so I don't know how, like, is every single thing work or happen the way it's supposed to. And
so, okay, I'll give you something that isn't in the book that is different in the movie. Neville.
Well, I know one part because we talked about it.
In the book, Neville hangs around with the trio a hell of a lot. He gets himself into so much trouble with the trio in the book. Never happens in the movie. Yeah, it's just Harry, Ron, and Hermione. In the book, it's Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville.
Okay. Well, that kind of, I mean, I know I'm kind of moving through the episode. We've been on.
See, I didn't feel like he was a fourth, like that they were a quad.
Not
I felt
always,
like he was
but
always
he
present,
is always
though,
around.
like as a sidekick.
Yeah, he is always. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of going quickly through the movie. I mean,
we're introduced to Quidditch. Quidditch is awesome. Quidditch is fun. Riding the brooms is fun.
I'm trying to find the troll.
How cool is Quidditch that they make a Harry Potter game and they don't allow you to play Quidditch? How cool is that?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know.
Kind of Warner Brothers.
Yeah, but do you see what they're doing? They're making a whole brand new game that's just you just play Quidditch. Like
downloadable content, like a DLC.
No, it's a whole separate game they're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like think of like FIFA, FIFA 2023. It's gonna be like Quidditch 23, and that's how they're doing it. So it's gonna be like a sports game. Yeah, interesting, right? Why would you not put in the game? People spent $80 in this. I don't know. Hey, what's going on, Fluffy? How you doing, buddy? Umpty, what's going on? What's up, Johnny? Umpty says something like Harry Potter. It's pretty easy to follow the books, especially the first movies, because there is much surprise in the movies because you hadn't seen any of it before.
Yeah, it's interesting listening to how you are understanding the movies without having the background of the books.
Yeah,
because you have a whole different perspective.
Yeah,
like Seamus. Seamus Finnegan keeps blowing himself up in the movie. Never once did that happen in the book.
It didn't?
He never had. No, it didn't happen in the book. He never had an issue with blowing himself up. It was added for the movie.
Yeah, he did that. He did that several times too.
And just the line with Hermione says to Headless, "How can you be nearly headless, Nick?" That Hermione never said that in the book. It was Seamus Finnegan. So there's tiny little details of certain lines go to certain characters, but then were given to the trio.
Yeah.
So when you're deep into it, like I am I've read them many times, so I know that some of the differences, and it's the same with the Game of Thrones books. And sometimes I wish I hadn't. So when a new show comes out now, I'm like, don't pick up the book and wait for the movie.
Yeah.
So, Headless, do you have a favorite professor in this first movie?
I mean, I feel like we only met like a few though. Like
McGonagall, Snape. There's Dumbledore is the headmaster. I'm trying not to get my movies mixed up here.
I mean, those are like the big three. Then we met
Professor Quirrell.
Madam Hooch is the flying instructor.
For the Quidditch, yeah,
Madam Hooch.
Yeah, she's kind of funny. I mean, a favorite.
What are your feelings about Snape?
I mean, I like the actor. I like Alan Rickman. Speaking of,
what about Quirrell? Hi, my name's nice to meet you,
dude.
Potter.
Like, I know we're coming up in an hour, so we're gonna start hitting the ending anyways. But like that dude from the beginning, I knew. I knew, like, because I kind of know the whole story with Snape because I have seen the movie, so I know that storyline. Like this dude, like I don't even remember this movie at all, but I'm like, dude, I know he's gonna be a bad guy. Like he's so cheesy and like over the top. That's why Jar Jar should have been Darth Jar Jar, but that's a conversation for a different life. So explain to me. So where is it? The whole troll thing. I just don't know where it is in the movie. So I know, Ryan, you were telling me that when so this is a change from the book, because you said they made it look like they made it look like Snape or Draco brought the troll in or let him in. What did you say? You said something. I know we were talking about this.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
You said in the book you said in the book it's different. I don't know. It's something who let the troll in.
Wasn't the troll just for a distraction so that they could open the Chamber of Secrets?
I'm confused. I'm confused. As far as I'm aware, they make it out in the book that Snape let the troll into the dungeon.
But it wasn't him, right?
But it wasn't him. It was Quirrell.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this mirror. And Lily, I know, Lily, if you got to go, just let us know, because I know I couldn't have told you an hour. Right, we'll probably go like an hour 15 minutes. I think. So explain to me this mirror. So this mirror just allows him to see the past. Is that what this is?
No,
it allows you to see your
desires.
deepest hope. Yeah,
your
like what
desire.
you most want.
Oh, and that's why he sees his parents. Okay, okay. And
that's why Ron sees himself as the Quidditch leader and the head of the house, because that's what he wants.
Okay, that's right. I do remember him saying that now. You're right. Okay, so again, it was a week ago, and then I started watching the other one. I do remember that now. So okay, and then later in the episode, after we see this, who is it that goes up there and tries to use the mirror himself? Was it who was it? It wasn't Draco, was it? Doesn't like somebody else follow him up there or something?
No, I don't remember anyone else trying to use the mirror.
I don't remember. I thought somebody
catches them outside and then gets.
Is it down when he's with Quirrell?
Oh, Tell gives us a nice. Just go ahead, Lily.
And so what he wants is to have the stone in his pocket, and so when they look in the mirror together, that's what he wishes for, and so he has the stone in his pocket.
Yeah, I know we see it later on with Voldemort.
So that's what it is. Okay.
Tell Talks just let us know in the chat. Mirror of Eristad, which is desire spelled backwards. So it's the mirror of desire, but Eristad is desire spelled backwards.
She's very clever with the words she comes up with.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's kind of cool.
And this is the scene I said to you about the Star Wars in the sinking sand. This is exactly the Devil's Snare. It's the same thing.
So explain to me exactly what I'm looking at here, because
Devil's Snare.
Right, and I don't even know what that means.
It's just an entrapment chant. It's a charm, entrapment charm to protect the Philosopher's Stone, because they're trying to get to.
It's like a barrier.
Yeah, so Fluffy was a one barrier, the three-headed dog.
Right.
And then this is another barrier. And then the keys are another barrier. And then the chess set is another barrier. And then we're in.
Yeah. And at this point, I skipped the chest, right? Didn't I skip that already?
You should never have skipped the chess set.
I know. I'm telling you, I'm trying to.
That was
harder
good.
It's harder than you think to like, because it's between the dog. It's tough. I was trying to get the dog too. Oh, there we
Fluffy.
go. Here we go. There's Fluffy.
I had that stuffed animal when I was younger.
Fluffy?
Yeah.
Doc, yes, they are. That's actually what I'm showing on the screen right now. Is this HBO? Yeah. All the movies are on there. That's why it was perfect timing for this, because they just added it because of the new series. Yeah, Perry, that's true.
Tell me about it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Just like we should be able to play Sabacc in Star Wars games and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the problem with playing Sabacc and Star Wars games, I think there's so many rules, and I just don't think they know how to like do it. Because I don't know why, but yeah, like there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, I mean, dude, you could do that in like Lego Star Wars, right? Play the game and you win your studs.
Yeah, if they made like a 3D really cool graphical Wizard's Chess, I'd stop making YouTube videos and just play that for the rest of my life.
So actually, chess is after this.
Yeah, fluffy. Then it's the Devil's Snare. Then it's the keys.
And then
it's chess, which is amazing.
Here we go. Okay, I always forget. I guess that is pretty close to the end of the movie, the chess.
Yeah.
And see, I already skipped most of it. I'm trying to get when he's on like on the night.
I wouldn't give away the ending for anybody what's going on there.
It's too late now.
Well, we're gonna break down.
Is it too late? Oh, you are?
We're breaking down the movies on Sundays and Mondays, so if people haven't seen the movies by now, it's too late.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. There's kind of a cool shot.
We can't really stop at the end and say we can't really tell people what didn't happen.
Yeah,
that's true.
But there you go, everybody. You should go subscribe to Lily because she's thinking of you, and me and Headless are just wanting to give all the spoilers away. She's being spoiler free for you, so go subscribe to her channel, Lily of Fire.
You're decades behind on the Harry Potter craze. I didn't want to spoil it.
We're definitely way behind, but I just thought it was a fun thing because just I don't know. Brian is a huge fan. You're a huge fan, and I want to become a big fan. I just need the terminology is what gets me.
That's why I think you really should read the books if you can, because like when you see all the names and you see all these words in print, you're just going to understand it better. You know what I mean? It's hard when you're just hearing them, especially for us Americans, hearing them with an accent. If you don't see them written, it's going to be harder.
Well, I'm thinking about moving forward. I'm thinking about putting the subtitles on because I think that
why not?
That's gonna help because I know I do that once in a while with House and the Dragon, even on my replays to get the names.
So another visual difference from book to movie: the Devil's Snare, for example. Hermione says sunshine in the movie, and they fall through it. In the book, she says fire, and they just run across it to the door on the other side. They never really fall through. They just run across.
I thought they fell through in the movie. Didn't they fall
through? In the movie, they fall through, but in the book, they run across it.
Gotcha.
So very different, subtle things again. But that's what I'll be looking out for in the TV show. Things like that.
True story.
Yeah, I don't think it's a spoiler now. It's 22 years old. Exactly. But some people come on here and some people go, "You ruined it for me. I didn't know that Headless Ned Stark was going to get killed at the end of season 1."
Whoa! Whoa! Spoilers. So this is the scene I was again a week ago, and I've only seen it now like one time. But yeah, that was the scene. I knew someone else was looking in the mirror. So yeah, that's what we talked about though. What's his name again?
Professor Quirrell.
But he's not even. But he's not really in the movie anymore.
He's like possessed by Voldemort here. So Voldemort has like taken over him. So I don't know if he's really bad or if he was just his brain was abducted by Voldemort.
Yeah, I agree. He wasn't really bad. He was just taken over. He was an easy, weak. I think Voldemort saw him as the easiest and weakest member of the faculty that he could manipulate to get himself back into the castle, because he was the stutterer. Nobody listened to him. He sat alone in the corner of the bar. He didn't have many friends, things like that. So that's why he attached himself to Quirrell.
That head on the back of the head has haunted me for decades.
Do that.
So keep that there because I want to show you why I say my cup looks like him. Give me a second. Yeah,
it's funny because when this happened, I was like, "Oh my!" This is why these scenes right here. This is why I know I don't think I ever saw the original because how would I not remember that? How do you not remember that?
I don't know. Yeah, because that stuck with me
That's
forever.
What I'm saying. Like when that happened, I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay. You know what's funny too is that Voldemort. Is it Mort? Mont or Mort?
Voldemort.
Voldemort. Voldemort.
Voldemort.
So I got my massive Game of Thrones cup.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh my God.
Doesn't that look like Voldemort?
Yes.
That's like the Night King.
It's supposed to be the Night King,
Yeah,
but it looks like Voldemort in that exact scene.
A little bit, yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. As soon as I seen it, I was like, wrong franchise.
So before we kind of finish this up, really quick, the backstory on Voldemort. So he was a teacher, and so what is that?
This is a long one.
He was
You might want to save this for the next movie. Just saying.
The details on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a student, not a teacher.
He was a student.
Because this has a lot to do with the Chamber of Secrets.
So
it does.
So is that toward the end of the movie? Because I feel like I'm an hour and 15 minutes in, and I don't even think they mentioned his name yet.
You've seen the riddle, right? You've seen the book.
Yeah.
The
so I know. Yeah.
So we're gonna get into it. If you've seen the Black Book, then you're into it, dude.
Oh, okay.
You just haven't been shown or told what is what yet. You've seen these magical items, and then they're all gonna get tied in.
Okay.
Finish it tonight, and then we'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish it tonight. I have to. I'm as soon as we get out of here, I'm gonna go finish it. So, So anyway, so he possesses Quirrell.
Professor Quirrell.
He possesses
like Squirrel. Quirrell.
yeah, Quirrell.
Oh, and then there's the stone, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, explain to me what the stone is supposed to be, or what is it supposed to do? Eternal life, and that's what he's after.
Yep.
So right now, in Chamber of Secrets, we figure out what happened to Voldemort, like why he's like.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to say anything.
And the book gave you more knowledge, so Ryan and I will fill you in more than the movie tells in the next one tomorrow.
Okay. So as far as this movie goes, we just know that he. Well, don't they say he was a professor at the school or no?
He wasn't a professor.
But so where do they say that he? So how when Harry first finds out about him, I can't remember what
student.
He was a student, and what happened?
He was a student, and he had, let's just say, he had some hard times in his life with his mother, and he gets mad about all that. I don't want to give too much away because this is the conversation for tomorrow.
Okay.
And
okay.
So
I'm applauding you because I couldn't do this conversation without being spoiler free. So
okay,
yeah, he's going to want to be mad. And so he just wants all the power and say, oh, all you goody wizards, poo on you. I'm going to be the most evil one in the world.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out at this point, what does Harry Potter actually know about him? And why is he in this position battling him?
Because all he knows is Voldemort killed his parents.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main. Okay.
That's all he gets told in the first film. Voldemort killed your parents.
So that's why he's in this position. Okay. And see again, that's stuff I know, but then when we're talking, this is the stuff I need to remember.
Because Harry lived, when he tried to kill the parents, he tried to kill Harry too. But he's the boy who lived.
Right.
And so Voldemort's like, how did you live? That means Harry's powerful. And now he has somebody to reckon with. Like, oh, there's another wizard out here that might be more powerful than me. I'm not going to let that happen.
Okay. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's probably enough then.
I just want to say Horcrux and then shut up. That's book 7 stuff. Like, I just Horcrux, like, oh crap.
And then so this is like his essence or something floating away then, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is this Professor Quirrell? Is he dead? Is he gone then?
Yeah, and
I'd
because
so.
Voldemort is going away like a little flame, that means that he's losing his power. So he had to go into the body of Quirrell because he's not powerful enough to be on his own. And so that's why he's trying to get the stone so that it gives him more life, more power.
Right. And then we will find out why he's like a flame right now. Like we will find that information out.
Well, it's because he doesn't have enough power to have an existence like a body.
Okay.
And so he needs other things to give him power because he keeps dying and becoming more weak without gaining power from other wizards.
Okay, I gotcha. And then we get my favorite scene in the movie. We get the 10 points for Gryffindor, and when Slytherin thought they were going to win the whole so it's like a year thing, right? So every year they do this, and it's throughout the whole year they earn and lose points and stuff. So,
so up to this point, Slytherin had won like the last 7 years in a row, and they're about to win this one too. And then Albus Dumbledore comes in and was like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So do you not have that in your curriculum at school? Do you not have houses?
We should, man.
Well, we do. This is what I'm saying. We do in our school. Yeah, it's not Gryffindor, Slytherin. Of course, it's not that. But we have houses, so we get placed into houses. It's usually like 3 or 4 classes, and there's 12 in the year. 12 in the year set. So then 3 of them will be in one set, 3 of them will be in another, and you can gain points throughout the year doing certain things, like working in the community or volunteering to help the new students and things like that. It's a genuine thing that we do in the UK.
Yeah, we get
points. Yeah, we get points through the curriculum study throughout the year.
So, like, I know in our middle schools there's like teams or something like that, but they don't do points and all that kind of stuff. No.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's too many assessments to give, I guess.
Yeah, really, Perry. Look, honestly, I'm not joking. Just look it up. A simple Google search will confirm.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
And the fact that I went to school and I lived it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And then they win because we have so he says that he gives them 10 points or wherever it is. I think it's 10 points.
10 points to Gryffindor. Yeah, they kind of lose points throughout it, but then they gain more for being courageous, and it's kind of just a joke.
Yeah, and then
What color was your tie, Ryan? My tie was blue, Tell.
Ravenclaw, then.
Yeah.
There you go. There's Tell. He's in the UK. And he's asking me about my tie color because that represented what group you were in.
Yeah. But yeah, then we get Neville here. He gets the last 10 points. And he says something like, because he stood up to somebody or stood up. How does he state it? He says something like, "Oh, you 10 points because you stood up to
your friends."
Stood up to his friends. That's what it is. Yeah. So he basically.
So I have a question for you, Lily.
Mm-hmm.
What did Neville forget? Remember, he has his remember all. What was it that he forgot?
That his mother sent him, right?
Yeah, he had the remember all, didn't he? And he's like, I just don't know what I've forgotten. He has that ball thing that tells him that he's forgotten something. Do you remember what it was that he forgot, or did you catch on what it was that he forgotten? Was
it to be brave?
No, it was actually his robes. When they're doing that scene, he's the only one in a white shirt in the entire room. Everyone else is in their robes, and he's there going, I don't know what I've forgotten. And yeah, he's the only one who forgot his robes. So yeah, it's a good little trivia. And Tell you were the same. Blue, nice.
Is that in this movie?
Yeah, it is in this movie. Yeah.
Oh, like way back in the beginning then, or something.
Yeah, so it's when they're doing the Quidditch thing earlier on, and Draco has the ball and he throws it, doesn't he? And then Harry chases him to go and get it. Yeah. And he says he gives it back to him, and then they're sat in the dinner hall later. Harry gets the broom delivered to him, and they go, "Oh, that's the Nimbus 2000."
Mm-hmm.
And then Neville's sat there, and he's holding the remember all ball, and they say, "What have you forgotten, Neville?" He goes, "I don't know. I can't remember what I've not forgot." And if you actually look and pause that scene, he's the only one without robes on.
Oh, okay. That's a little Easter egg there. I like that.
So what time tomorrow?
I showed you. Whatever time is easier for you, Lily. If you can't make it, you can't make it. That's absolutely fine. I understand life goes on and people have lives over YouTube. So, but if not, we can go for. I get confused. 7, is it? 7
Well, we said 8 p.m. our time, and that would take it to 9. And I know I went a little over today, but we'll try to keep it within an hour. We usually do, but
that should be good.
We could do 7:30, 7:45, if you want.
Yeah, like 7:45 would be good.
So go 15 minutes earlier. That way, if we go a little over, at least we don't probably go past 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So 7:45 tomorrow, guys. We'll be breaking down the Chamber of Secrets. It's on HBO.
It's on my channel. I'm going to have a minimum to maximum 15 to 20 slides that we'll go through within the hour. Just key points for the second movie, just so we can have talking points and something to show people on the screen. I apologize I didn't have it tonight. It's been absolutely crazy. When I close my eyes, I still see Cad Bane. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Been watching a lot of cartoons.
They're just editing, dude. Just looking at the same editing screen through YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but yeah, Harry Potter Breakdown has been absolutely fantastic. I've been loved it.
Yeah.
Lily, thanks for joining us. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you so much
for your time.
Yep.
And you surprised me tonight. I must say you've been very knowledgeable. I knew you were going to be anyway, but you've surprised me tonight. You've kind of made it a lot easier for me carrying Headless.
My favorite thing.
Headless is dead weight over a Harry Potter stream.
I'm
but by the end of it, Lily, we will have him as a true fan.
Yep.
Well, I'll be curious because I mean, you said you're making the Kahoot this time, so I can participate. So we'll see what happens. You know?
We're gonna do a Kahoot. Was 75 questions too much last time? Star Wars? Because we might do 75 questions Harry Potter Kahoot at the end of it all.
That sounds like a lot.
10 questions from each movie and then 5 for a bonus. I think we can do that.
Okay.
And Headless is there dropping all the links in the chat, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, do all the things that you do on YouTube. Lilia Fire, Ryan Milky 14, and Headless Ned Stark. Papa Missouri says, great live panel. Can't wait to watch the rest of the movies. Well, you've got 24 hours, Charles, to watch the second one.
Yep. About 24 hours. Yep. I'm going to go finish it right now. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you guys coming on. Tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back. And, I think that's it. Good live.
Hello, Hamora.
What'd you say?
I said hello, Hamora.
Hello tomorrow? I
don't know. Hello, Hamora. It's a spell, dude.
Dude, I know Revelio.
Yeah, I know you know bloody Revelio. Don't you know about
Revelio?
It's a cheat code in that game.
It is a cheat code in that game, but that's okay.
Well, I'm gonna go out drinking my dragon soup.
All right,
literally dragon soup. It's alcohol.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow, and don't forget, keep those heads on.
Bye.